So it's Seth here. I just wanted to do another video on toxic masculinity. Um, for trans men. I find the subject really interesting. It's like we've been so oppressed by our gender, and then typically there's this stages like in the beginning of transition, like with me, how I bought a truck, right, to prove that I was a man or masculine when in actuality I couldn't afford the truck. Um, Trucks are cool. I like trucks, but it wasn't practical for my lifestyle. I mean, I'm driving up to Seattle like often, and so yeah, you see this a lot in like younger um, guys in their transition, finding their ways of overcompensating. And, you can go to the trans men support groups and you can see this just the overcompensating, and some guys get stuck there. And yeah, just I've seen some guys that are just been in transition for like a long time and they're just still in this overcompensating stage, and you're just like, well, what do you have to prove? Um, so yeah, toxic masculinity is when it is a place of insecurity, right? Where you're putting down other people, or you're not feeling secure in your masculinity, and so you look outside yourself to feel validated, to be the man and the masculine deity that you are, right? Um, so yeah, that's not gonna be good. That's that's never good. I think what healthy masculinity is just being confident in yourself as a masculine person, and being confident in your emotions, being confident in yourself as a man, and not not feeling lesser than because you're transgender, and not constantly having to prove it. And I think this some of this takes time, and it's in different stages, and it's not like you, you know you're here and then you're going to be there overnight, or everybody's different, right? And we've all been a part of like an institution of transphobia and sexism, so like we're all going to have to work on stuff like that, on how we like internally look at, whether it be like women, or how we look at trans people, or how we look at men. um, and I guess it's just important to be aware of that, and as you do transition, to remember uh, how you were treated sexist as like a woman. It's interesting in this trans men, and how some of them are sexist, and the toxic masculinity, and then just this whole idea in the world that men don't feel much. It's really interesting. Like I feel like when I got on testosterone, I did my emotions were like out of control. Like before transition, I was just a little. Now I'm more of a steady pace, but I still feel emotions. I'm still an emotional human being. It's not like you transition and then you don't have emotions. Like, um, yeah. So with that knowledge that I have, or at least my experience, my individual experience, I'm left to wonder, are men less emotional because they haven't been taught how to be emotional or how to regulate their emotions or how to be emotionally intelligent, or are they just plain dumb? I I don't know. Like, I'm so fascinated but with them. Like, what is it like to be you? Because like, so many times in my life I've looked at you, these cisgender men, and they just seem so closed off emotionally, and I'm just like, where is the life? Where is the emotion? And I don't know. Not all cisgender guys are like this. Some are big sappies, but for the most part, it's just like, I just, a lot of my life I just couldn't understand it. Um, so I'm just thinking it's the culture. It's how they've been raised to just like real men don't cry, um, or I mean, they're raised to not talk about their emotions with each other, or to show affection with each other. I don't know. I totally tell my guy friends I love them, and I tell them how important they are to me. Um, I give them hugs. Some of them don't like hugs. I don't give. When they don't like them, I don't give it to them. So yeah, I've always found that weird. I I don't I don't understand. I just think that they just haven't. It's not a part of their culture. They, and it's true. I grew up on going to sleepovers and staying up all night talking. Like, in the female culture, it's like you're raised to talk about your emotions and to talk, and then it's okay to cry. Although, like, some men don't cry that easily. That doesn't necessarily mean they're not in touch with their emotions. But sometimes I don't cry easily. Um, but I can feel my emotions. I don't know. It's an interesting subject. So yeah, back to toxic masculinity. Basically, you don't have to prove you're anything, and you just step into who you are. Then don't try to be who you are by putting down women or putting down, I don't know, other people or other guys and trying to man up. And I find that people are typically at ease with me, and I'm typically at ease with people when they're at ease with themselves. So, like, if you're having to try to prove something, maybe look within and just figure out where you're not at ease. Um, or maybe, like, just check yourself. Anyways, that's what I have to say. I hope you guys like this.